Boaters, this is Pauly from All Docked Up. How you doing? And it's Thursday night, it's podcast night, and always to my right, Captain Buzzword.
Good evening. Happy boating season. Captain Buzz here.
Buzzword, how you doing?
I am doing all right. For our boater bites tonight. So, like last week, we did a podcast from the back of my boat down in St. Michael's.
St. Michael's, yeah. We did a live podcast.
And
all natural on that one, baby.
Right, and we had gone out the night before, so we talked about that wonderful restaurant, Limoncello, that we went to. Tonight, now, and we can have it next week, but, we were both busy today, so I brought over the pot stickers and the coconut shrimp.
Dude, we rocked it.
We didn't get to it, right? But we will, because when I got here, you had the fettuccine and the Cento San Marzano sauce and the Italian sausage and the garlic bread. And it's Thursday pasta night.
Cap, right, I put that together in 15 minutes.
Dude,
I felt bad because we were talking on a phone call earlier, and Buzz Cap's over. He's like, Pauly, you don't have to cook tonight. I blew out my back last week. Okay. Spent 4 days at home on the floor. There are spots that big guys should not crawl into on board. So I paid the ultimate price. But holy moly. Yeah, but that was an awesome dinner in 15 minutes. It was like no joke.
I enjoyed everything. But when we're all set up next week for coconut shrimp and pot stickers, right? Now we can have those as an appetizer. If you
have a little appetizer.
Still, you want to get your cook on.
Yeah, because I'm fat and I got to eat, so that's definitely not going to work. Okay?
You're an Italian.
I got to eat it. You give me the coconut shrimp and, a couple, slot. What the hell did you got over the pot stickers? That's
pot stickers.
Yeah.
Sweet and sour.
Yeah, those are appetizers. Those are not the main course.
All right. Well, we'll rock those out next week. Okay, so let's talk about the captain's brief. I ran my boat back from St. Michael's to Chesapeake City this past weekend, and it was one of the busiest boating days I've ever seen, because we know, right, there's a lot of new boaters, right, that we're trying to help them understand what's going on. And the Coast Guard came on the VHF, no lie, at least 6 times on my journey.
Why?
To tell people to not use channel 16 for radio checks and chatter.
Well, that's not good.
It's
channel
not.
16 is used for one purpose and one purpose only, for emergency use to the United States Coast Guard.
And hailing. So you can hail. You can say, "Hey, you're on 16."
Yes,
you can hail. Then immediately transfer to another station and have your conversation.
Right. When I went
off of 16,
I did a shakedown cruise with a customer today. By the way, guys, when I tell you the story of what I did over the past couple of days, mother of good God, that was disgusting. Buzzy, I'll tell you that story. But I did a shakedown cruise with a customer today. We went to the Chesapeake Inn, hailed them on channel 16, and instantly transferred me to channel 68 or 69.
Yep.
Ship to ship, channel 68. There you can have your chatter and your conversations.
Exactly. And if you need a radio check, use channel 9 or 68 or just use any other channel but 16. Well,
Yeah.
Sorry, let me don't use 13. 13 is specifically for the shipping channel
and commercial traffic
and bridge traffic.
Okay.
So that's
commercial traffic
that's not
and
a place
bridge
to do radio checks.
So stay away from 13 unless you're on a commercial vessel.
And 16. Well, but remember that because we talked about this on one of our earlier podcasts, that if you're in the shipping channel, just monitor 13, right? And if you're coming to a bridge, you need to talk to the tender. You've got to talk to on 13. But both of those channels, and in particular 16, do not use radio checks on 16.
No, that's open for emergencies only. If somebody's trying, to hail the United States Coast Guard because there's been a boating accident and you're jamming it up with radio checks, that's a problem.
It's, you'll even hear the Coast Guard when they want to do an emergency broadcast, they use 16 to tell you about it, and they tell you to go to 22. They'll come on and say, this is the Coast Guard out of Baltimore or whatever
Sector
station.
Delaware Bay, Sector
Delaware
Baltimore.
Bay, Sector Baltimore, special weather alert or special mariner, watch. Please switch to channel 22 Alpha. And if you want to hear the rest of the message, then you follow them over to 22. They never stay on 16 themselves because it's only for hailing and emergencies. So very, very important for our new boaters. And in particular, again, for the new boaters, so they don't clog up 16.
Listen, there's a lot of new boaters out in the water, a lot of novice boaters out in the water. We all learned. We all started somewhere. We all made mistakes along the way, but we took the time to learn. Guys, please listen to the podcast. Learn as much as you can. Become a sponge. Understand, the procedures that you have to follow, the rules of the road. Understand what's going on. Take your boater's safety certificate.
Great
Go
idea.
online and do it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Because no matter how you slice and dice it, listen, there's going to be people who know what's going on. So if you're following the rules and you're coming up to a boater that's not going to follow the rules, and you can see it, it's displayed very easily what they're doing, that's a problem. Because you can follow the rules all you want. At the end of the day, you could still end up in a crash.
That's true. All right. Detailer's briefing. I know you got a story for us.
I'll tell you what. Oh my mother, good God, a son of a bitch. Okay, I was listing. I didn't list the boat. I'm sorry. A boater's wife got injured on board, so they want to downgrade to another boat.
Oh,
okay. It was sad. She broke her leg pretty badly. It was a horrible problem. Ambulance on scene, shipped down to Philadelphia. She got hurt real bad.
That's a shame.
So, in the process of that, the owner's husband calls me and says, "Pauly, get rid of this boat, get a broker, have him contact me, and just take care of it for me." And I'm advocating directly to the broker. He's focused on his wife right now.
Yeah.
He can't deal with this. So in the process, the broker calls me and says, "Pauly, the boat smells like low tide."
Oh.
So we got a real nasty problem.
Like the Bay o' Pigs?
Like the Bay o' Pigs, man. Oh my God, it was so bad. And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I did a full exterior on the exterior detail. I'm tongue twisted. I got like bleach head. I swear to God, I had bleach brain right now.
You're not supposed to put it in ice and have a cocktail.
No, but I'll tell you what, if you use as much as I've used in the past couple of days, it's bad. So on this gentleman's VacuFlush, so he's telling me that there's a stench. So we have stagnant water possibly in a bilge somewhere.
Uh-oh.
But guys, go in your engine room. If you have a VacuFlush system on board, please check your system.
Yeah.
The actual vacuum tank itself ruptured.
Oh.
And he was using his toilet for all last summer and then this past weekend, and it was literally overflowing into the bilge. Okay? There was more black mold.
I can't even get my mind around that.
You can't get your mind around it. Why are you trying being the guy that you got? Here's Pauly. I'm like, somebody bring me a bottle of KY because my fat ass is not fitting in that hole. It's not happening.
Oh.
So you got to I got my 2.5 gallon sprayer out. And I have to get rid of fecal matter and urine and God knows what else out of the bilge. And I start, let me see, you think it sounds just the engine room? Yeah, okay. I started from the front bilge at the front forward stateroom.
Oh, so it's going through bulkhead?
Right.
Oh,
it was literally running underneath. It was the most disgusting thing. I started on the forward of the boat, forward stateroom, forward head, from that bilge and worked my way all the way back. I was crawling under stairs. This was disgusting. And
that is literally a shit show.
That's a shit show. Okay. This is nishkit. This is no good. Okay. Wow. And the owner, he is awesome. He is an awesome guy. Very, very nice man. Great customer. His wife's, loved the detail that we did on the boat. But literally for the past 2 days, that's what I've been doing.
So hold it. Didn't she tell him that she didn't want him to sell the boat?
Oh, so this woman is laying on a finger slip. She's laying on a finger pier with her leg busted and come to find out in 4 places.
Ow.
Ankle, knee, and then, just below the knee. And I don't know if she did her femur in as well. She's in deep trouble. She was in deep trouble.
Yeah.
The first 2 hospitals she went to said, "You have to go to Penn in Philadelphia. We can't help you." Elkton couldn't help her, and Christiana didn't want to help her either. So she goes she got hurt bad.
Yeah.
But, this guy is frazzled, but she's screaming at her husband, "You try and sell the boat when I'm in the hospital, I'll kill you." Dude, I'm telling you, the guys who work at the marina are telling me
give it up.
She wasn't ready to give it up. And I believe she's like 65, 66 years old. God bless her.
That's awesome.
So when you guys just check if you have VacuFlush, when you are in your engine room or anywhere that you see a septic line that comes off one of your toilets, rub your hand down it. If it's nice and smooth, then you're good. If you
smell your hand too.
Well, not only that, you'll know instantly. If you touch a septic line that's been permeated, that's old, that's got to be changed, when you go to rub your hand down it, it's sticky.
Ah,
So you'll know if that
Okay.
line's been permeated and it's done.
yeah.
That's when you start getting you. Everyone's been on somebody's boat that you walk into the cabin and it's got that boat smell. And a lot of the times that's it. So guys, check your systems on board.
Yeah. And I had some VacuFlush issues. I've worked on mine extensively. I've rebuilt, the actual toilet all the way down to the floor, the ball valve and the seals and the check valve, all of that. And I've done duck bills and billows. I've done a lot of the work on the VacuFlush, so I know exactly what happened.
Painful.
So
Oh my God.
yeah, that's
painful.
it's nasty. But as you say, you got to go down there and take a look once in a while.
Go to just check your. And well, here's another thing. So in the aft cabin bathroom, okay, the shower boxes forward and aft both failed.
Oh,
So while him and his wife are showering and using the main bathroom, or I'm sorry, the main head in the aft cabin, it was literally overflowing from the shower box going into that bilge. So all of this is compound like together. Because I said to the customer, I said, boss, you have 2 failed boxes. I took the lids off, cleaned them out. Float switch failed in one. The other side, the other pump in the forward stateroom, I can't get to work.
wow.
It was disgusting. So I cleaned them all out, and I'll tell you what, the mechanics are going to whatever mechanic that does get to work on that
Oh,
boat.
you've already done all the nasty.
He is so
part of it.
thankful because he
Sure.
stopped by the boat and he's like, Paulie, you have no idea. He's like, this is going to be a tough job in general because
To
when
get
he
it-
starts
to
ripping
get
lines
down in
apart, it's
there.
going to be nasty.
Yeah.
Okay. But at least everything is clean.
Good for
Mechanics like clean bilges. They don't like dirty bilges. And
Oh,
they
that's
care
a-
for your boat better if you do have a well-detailed, clean boat and your bilge is
That's a
done.
very good point. You don't want to go to the doctor dirty. You don't want to send the mechanic to your boat when it's dirty. Same thing.
Hey, your mother always told you to have a clean pair of underwear no matter what the case may be. I mean, things got to be clean. Your mom told you back in the day.
That's all right. So we've got a couple of topics today. Good,
Talk about dropping a bomb, huh?
good details.
I took
David.
one for the entire boating family
Yes,
here.
you did.
All
I
La
swear.
Familia cleaning. Oh, God, it was terrible.
So, want to talk about running your boat at night, and specifically, I want to talk about the lights on your vessel.
We've done plenty of midnight runs.
Sure, we have. But
I love being out underway at night.
I would never be underway without the proper lights on. Right? You got to have them.
Well, of course.
So every boat needs to have side lights. Right? Port side is red, starboard is green. And if you think about one of our previous podcasts, when we talk about the right of way, right? If someone is coming from your port side, they see a red light. Well, they know then you have the right of way. But we'll save that for now. So you've got to have your port light and your starboard light red and green.
Well, your natural running lights and your nav lights.
Correct. And then you have to now, depending on the size of your vessel, if your vessel is less than 39.4 feet long, then you need to have you can have a masthead and a stern light. They can be combined
Okay.
into an all-around light.
Okay.
Right. So you'll see some ski boats and they put a pole in the back of the boat when they're running at night.
Sure.
That's an all-around
That's an
light.
all-around light.
That's because it's smaller than 39.4 feet, so they can combine a masthead light, which only shines forward, and a stern light. So a boat smaller can have an all-around light. And so vessels over 39 feet must have a stern light and a masthead light. So my boat, right, I'm 45 feet overall. So I've got a forward-facing mast light off the hard top,
Okay.
and then I've got a stern light on the back of the boat,
Sure.
right? So you count them all. I've got
Yeah, you got the little white light that's in a pocket, like a hockey puck little light that sits
right
on the back
transom.
of the transom.
Yeah, exactly.
And then when you go onto your hard top,
Yep,
you have your mast all the way, or your all around.
facing forward only.
Yes, right. That's what's illuminated facing forward, unless you're out on anchor.
Correct.
And when you switch it to the anchor light, the all around light turns on.
That's
all the way
exactly
around.
right. That's where I was going to go next.
And then you have your forward running lights, your red and your green.
That's right. When you're at anchor, the navigation lights the red and green are extinguished,
Yeah, well, they turn off when you go to when you go to
And
put it on anchor, it turns itself off.
you have just an all-around light. That signifies to other boaters that you are at anchor.
You are at anchor out on the hook, baby.
We're on a hook. When you have your, your port and starboard lights on, they know you're running. Okay. And so one more thing for sailboats, if a sailboat is under sail, they have the port and starboard lights, the red and the green, and they have a stern light. Right? So there's no masthead light when they're running under sail. When they're running as a power boat or no sail, they're running their engine, then they follow the same rules as a boat over 39.4 feet. They need a masthead.
Gotcha.
And a stern light.
Good man, because I'll tell you what, the sailboating side I don't know about.
Right. So then you can tell when a sailboat is under sail, when you see a single stern light and a red and green navigation lights and no masthead light, they're under sail. If you see a masthead light, then consider it just like a power boat.
Gotcha.
So that's the way to tell the difference. So it's important. And so, where we're kind of going with this, it's important. And Pauly mentioned it earlier. We recommend that all new boaters take the safety course, whatever state they're in.
The boater safety, get your boater safety certificate.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And it should be mandatory. If you are owning a boat and you're going out on the water, my personal humble opinion, you need to be qualified. I'm sorry.
Well, it's a good, Pauly, that's a great segue into our next topic, which is, and this is going to be specific to the state of Maryland. Who can operate a vessel? Who's allowed? Yeah,
we're going to actually. I had spoken to the DNR, and I'm waiting to get approval for them to come onto the podcast.
That'd be awesome.
Well, absolutely. Listen, the DNR are not our enemies. The United States Coast Guard are not our enemies. They're there to help us. Okay, when we break the rules, we pay the price. It is what it is. It sucks, but what are you going to do? If you follow the rules, you're good to go. So personally, when you see the DNR, take a couple minutes, have a conversation. How you doing? How you doing? Shake the man's hand and ask questions. Yeah. Don't be shy, for the love of God.
Yeah, that's a good point. They're
just ask them.
They've always been very friendly.
They're willing to tell you. I mean, let's really face it. They're out there. They're working. Do you really believe that they would like to deal with bonehead decisions all day long? No.
I really like the idea of having them on a podcast.
I'm excited. I'm just waiting on approval. And I'll tell you what, he was so excited.
Good.
To the officer I spoke to from the DNR, because he's like, really, you guys are educating boaters, teaching the rules, especially on a local basis, up and down the bay, and wherever we are. Yes.
Good.
So we gotta listen. If we don't spend more time educating, more people are gonna get hurt, more people are gonna die, and it's the bottom line, brass tacks.
Well, we want folks to have fun and enjoy their boats, right, without getting into trouble and getting hurt.
Right.
Okay, so let's talk about, and again, this is going to be specific for Maryland, about who may operate a vessel. So it has to do with a specific date. You're either born on or after July 1, 1972. Right.
If you're born before that date, you are grandfathered.
You're good to go.
You are good to go.
Right.
If you are born after January 1 of
1972. Not January, July 1st.
Oh, my bad.
So summertime. That means you must have, if you're a resident of Maryland, you're boating in Maryland, you must have passed the Maryland Safe Boating course, and you must have your certificate on board. It's a requirement, right? You got to have it, and you have to be able to produce it if you get stopped. So there's also exemptions to that, and there's quite a few. So let me go through a couple of those. If you're boating in Maryland and you're born after July 1972 and you're a licensed captain, you're exempt.
Obviously.
Okay, because you
got your ticket.
You got your ticket, right?
You got your ticket. I think you've proved yourself.
So the other thing is if you're a visitor from a foreign country, okay, you don't have to have it. Okay? Or if you're a resident from another state and you've been boating in Maryland for less than 60 days. Now that's for boats or personal watercraft. Okay. Now it also assumes that those boats from out of state are also properly registered in your home state. Okay, so that's that's part of it. And
we're diving into rule books now, baby.
That's right. And
spice it up, Margaret, so our members don't fall asleep.
And you're 16 years or older.
Correct.
right? So that's an and. So 60 days, if you're out of state, 60 days or less, the properly registered boat and you're over 16. Or you've passed a boating safety course in another state. However, it needs to be approved by, and here's the tongue twister, the National Association of State Boating Law Administrators.
Yeah, try to spit that out 5 times fast.
So
try to say
essentially-
that fast 2 times.
So I'm going to assume that if you've passed a boating safety course in another state, this national association has, rendered that course approved, right? So again, a couple of assumptions and a couple of exemptions there. Bottom line,
Buck up, Margaret,
and
get
take the course.
Take the course and be done with it.
It's a really, I've taken it.
Or you're going to get a bada bing, bada boom.
Well, I'm also a licensed captain, so I've gone to the extreme. But yeah, when I first started boating, I said, I'm going to take the course. And I learned a lot. And it's a lot of fun, actually. They make it very interactive. It's about 5 hours back and forth. Now, I didn't need to because I was born before July 72. But
you old bastard.
Nice.
If you didn't think I wasn't throwing that one out there, you're
I
nuts.
softballed that one.
Oh, you did. And normally I'm the one softballing to you. And you're sitting there with a bat like that, boy. Throw me another one, Jackie. Oh, guys, I'm telling you.
Anyway, it's very worthwhile. We encourage everyone to take the safe boating course, whatever state they reside in, and understand the rules of running at night and all the rules of navigation. And all the safety equipment. It's really a good course.
I have the greatest story of all time.
Oh, go.
Okay. When I first got into boating, the first boat that I bought was $350 from an auction. Okay. It was a 1968 Aristocrat with a 40 horsepower Johnson Evinrude 2-stroke motor on the back.
Dig it.
When you fired that son of a bitch up, it looked like you were on fire. I'm telling you, I was the coolest cat in town. So my father, being an ex-merchant marine captain from Naples, Italy.
So he's not going to let you be in.
No, my father's like,
Yeah.
okay, buddy, you want to get into boating? Dad steps up, El Capitano steps up.
Right.
My father ran 600-foot ships.
Nice.
So, of course, it was like, all right, what do you got? Well, let's talk safety equipment. And he went right through it. So he's like, you have to find out local what you need. You need to take a boater safety test. Okay. And this is coming from my broken English father from Naples, Italy. It was the funniest thing in the world. Went ahead.
Good advice, though.
It was sound advice. Are you kidding me? If I didn't, my father would crack me upside the head. He's off the boat Italian. If you look crooked, you get smacked. I'm going to be 40 in July, and I'm getting a fresh one upside the head.
And it wouldn't be a float cushion. It'd be a paddle.
Dude, my mother threw 10-pound crystal ashtrays. Are you kidding me? That woman, she took you out around the corner through the wall. But I took my boater safety course, and my younger brother got himself a new husky puppy. Cutest little thing in the world. Until the son of a bitch bites through the power cord and it didn't save when I was all said and done. I almost killed that dog. The battery in the laptop was done.
So you're almost done with the course, and
I literally was just done and ready to submit, and literally that son of a bitch chewed through the damn cord.
Well, I'm sorry that happened to you. If you're on the Maryland, and I'm talking Maryland because that's the course I took, it'll save for you. So you won't lose your progress, and you can jump back in. It's not 5 hours straight. You can do an hour, save it, come back. So even if your puppy chews your cord, you're going to be all right.
Dude, I'm telling you, I flipped out. I almost took my laptop and turned it into a Frisbee, and I was going to take that dog out, right his legs out from underneath it. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
That is funny.
And I love dogs. I was best.
So there's one more thing I want to cover, and it happened to me. It happens to me all the time, and it has to do with wave runners, personal watercraft, and it's more of a safety tip for you folks.
There was over 700,000 new wave runners sold last year alone. 744,000 plus.
There were a few hundred out last Saturday, and so my boat generates a pretty significant wake. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
The old big girl throws a nice little rooster tail, and you're squatting through the water and you're throwing a wake.
Right. And so I get a lot of wave runners that like to jump my wake. Okay, fine. That's cool, right? If I was running one, yeah, I would probably do that too. Except I want
You got to keep the 100-foot rule.
you got to keep
You got, and
exactly
that's
right.
anything around you.
100 feet.
Another boater, if you're out there, by the way, if you're out on a wave runner, follow the 100-foot rule, guys, because I'll tell you what,
Yeah, they're
the
out.
DNR cop
Yeah,
that I was
out.
talking to gave the guys tickets on the C&D Canal because they weren't following the 100-foot rule. If you're out there with 3 separate wave runners and you're out there playing around with one another and you're enjoying yourself and you're hopping waves, you're doing whatever, anything that's around you, you need 100 feet, including the guys you're riding with.
Good call.
Keep 100 feet. Because it's real easy to smack into your buddy when you're playing around at 50 mile an hour.
Well, that's a good call. That's a good call. And my point for folks, because I'm at the helm and it's a fairly large boat, right? Got a lot of freeboard and it blocks the view. So when somebody's coming across perpendicular to my wake to make a jump, they can't see a boat coming right.
No, because if a boat's
port to port from me, running
it's a major blind spot.
It's exactly. So they're in the air. A lot of them are, and when they land, they could be right in the path.
Because if another boat passes you on your starboard side and he hits the wave off your port side, he's going to have a real bad day.
Yeah. So you just it's cool. And matter of fact, I kind of always look around and see how much air they get. But
when you see them, the guys who really know what they're doing, it's phenomenal. I love it.
But
be very safe in the process and follow the laws when you're doing it.
That's all I'm saying is be careful.
Don't be a Momo, bing bang. Don't do it. Okay, nobody wants to crash. Because I'll tell you what, if I have a wave runner land on the front of my bow, I might have to kick in the cool.
Yeah, well, they're going to get hurt.
That's big trouble. Yeah, with all funny aside, that's big trouble. Well, I'll tell you what, Buzzy. I am fat right now and full from dinner.
Oh, it's delicious.
And I need another cocktail. So I'll tell you what. Pauly standing by on 6'8".
Captain Buzz standing by on 6'8".
Guys, have a great night. Be safe.
Thank you.